Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In 1997, Canadian taxpayers paid Brian Mulroney $2 million because he said that this House sullied his good name. Now, the Oliphant report is very clear. They say Mulroney's claims are, quote, patently absurd. It's quite simply the Prime Minister lied. He got envelope stuffed with cash from Schreiber, and then he picked the $2 million up from the taxpayers on the way out. Why won't this government send a clear message? Mulroney lied, and we want our money back.
Yeah. The Honourable Minister of Justice.
The government has certainly taken appropriate action, Mr. Speaker. There was a public inquiry on this. There are a number of recommendations were tabled yesterday, Mr. Speaker, and those recommendations are being looked at by the appropriate authorities, and any recommendations from the groups looking at it or anybody else, Mr. Speaker, of course, will be taken into consideration.
The Honourable Member for Timmins-James.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, let's look at the record of the ShamWow minister from Muskoka. He used his role as a minister for the Crown to hawk cleaning products. He handed out untendered contracts and patronage appointments to his cleaning buddy. Now we find out that he siphoned $50 million out of the billion-dollar boondoggle for pork barrel projects. It's a question of credibility, it's a question of judgment, and it's a question of ethics. Mr. Speaker, does this government have no sense of right or wrong, or are they simply playing the old Mulroney playbook?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Regarding the preamble to the member's question, of course, nothing could be further from the truth. The minister was very clear yesterday. There was no financial interest, no conflict. But, Mr. Speaker, let me talk a little bit about something that is relevant to Canadians, actually relevant to Canadians. Since last July, our Economic Action Plan has resulted in 285,000 new jobs and an astonishing 6.1% economic growth rate in the first quarter of this year.
The Honourable